Welcome to the Fire Center. My name's Evan, for those of you who don't know, and this is Mr. Jim.
Hello.
All right, we got a lot to cover tonight. We're going to go over something that literally very passionate about. I know me personally, and I know I've been living this on one level or not for many years, but especially lately. And some of the things I want to share with you on this, and we're going to go through a lot of slides and some real-world examples of things we just dealt with and what to do when you're faced with some tough decisions. And we're going to talk about some of that real quick, so we're going to move along. Burn the ships, eliminating distractions, that whole thing. Anyone ever heard that term before, really, before the last couple of days? Okay, anyone know the historical reference for that? Come on, someone knows a historical, you've got to heard. Raise a hand. Well, I think I told you yesterday at lunch. You were at lunch, that doesn't count. Yes, go ahead. Yes.
You're either going to thrive or die on the shore, one or the other.
Right. So when Cortez reached the New World, he burned his fleet, thus his men were well motivated. All right? And regardless of why, should he, whatever, the point is, that's what he did. So you can deal with it a lot of ways and take, that's actually a painting someone did of it at the time. But really what it comes down to that no retreat, full commitment, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. If you know that one, that's another one. But eliminate fallback plans that sabotage your success. Okay, we're going to be talking about a couple different things. One is some real-life examples that have held me back, that held Jim back, or holding us back, or did, and how we dealt with it. And we're going to be talking about another similar concept about, anyone ever have heard that's your albatross, or that's you being dragged down by an anchor? Right? Just slow down. We're going to go into
or a property.
Right.
Or a financial deal.
Yeah, it could be on anything, but we're going to go into that. But most of this, remember how many people have done more than 10 deals in the room? Raise your hand. How many have done more than 10 deals in the room? Okay. How many have rentals? Raise your hand if you have rentals. Okay. How many of you are in notes? Have done some type of note? Okay, great. And some of you we saw are brand new. This conversation we're going to have is going to be, parts of it are going to be more for Farah than Eddie or Augie. All right? It's just going to, it's going to be different, even though we're going to be saying the same thing, because you got to do an evaluation of where you are at, okay? I know two of you in this room.
Hold on, not because it doesn't pertain, but because you utilize your business differently than Augie uses it. So it's relevant to both of you. It's just relevant differently to one another.
For example, some of you are just quit your job because you had a long career, or you got to a point where you had some good rentals and you just quit recently, and others are about to quit this week, and it's because of certain things. And so understanding, some people will take that, it means, hey, I can quit my job and move forward. No, all right? But for some, it might mean that if you were already set up. So understand, it goes back to what it means for you and where you're at and doing a self-evaluation. Okay, got it? All right.
Yes.
And one of the things it says is about not halfway doing something, halfway flipping houses, halfway calling back on a lead. You can, you're just not going to do it as well. You're going to forget, you're going to, I'll get to it. And you can build a business that way. I actually did years in the beginning. You can do it. It's just not as well if you're laser focused, okay? Or as quick. How many want to do things faster than slower?
Yes.
Right? Okay. Some of you I like to do the slow, less painful way. All right. But slower, a lot of times, is 10 times more painful. You're dragging it out. So you got to, right? You got to rip off the Band-Aid. And that depends upon if it's on this arm with a lot of hair or on the hand. All right. That's just who I am. Okay. All right. All right. So understand your real results are require burning any of the distractions and excuses you have. Stop lying to yourself. Okay.
That's big. Stop lying.
Yeah,
Stop
you
lying.
got to. And again, I just covered this. Some of you are just scaling. Some of you are at the end and you're protecting. Jim and I are in two different places in our business. He's still actively building a business, helping his son-in-law create his own empire. So he's different. Well, Angela and I are talking about slowing down and getting more, protecting more of what we got and working more with you guys. So we're in different places. So understand where all this comes from. But we've been through the same mud in this case. Anyone see these charts before? Dreamer, starter, estate builder, ender? Okay, who does not know what those mean? Raise your hand. It's okay. Okay. Bottom line is that a dreamer is someone that, yeah, you thought about real estate, you thought about this, something you should do. You might have even done a deal or two or a loan of some kind.
I just want to make a lot of money. Everything's going to be great.
Yeah, you
it's
watch
gonna be wonderful.
all the flipping shows and redo this house and paint every room a different color and, stage every house regardless or whatever this is. All right, well, that's usually, like I said, the dreamers to start. Somebody's about to get going, or maybe you stumbled into a deal. A start or someone you're actually doing a couple things. Maybe you're taking some training. You're out there working it, just learning. You're here.
A system. Maybe you're actually working a system.
Yeah. And the estate builders, there's a lot of you in here. You're just crushing it. You're out there doing deals. You're doing 3 a year, 5 a year. Some of you doing 20 a year now, or 15. You know what? And you're actively building. Retirement is not on the maybe right now, but it's down the road because you're too busy making money, doing deals, and actually mired in it, okay? And an ender, Angela and I are more from getting into the ender part where we're just like want to slow down a little bit, still do deals, but be very careful. I'm going to a meeting on Friday about a deal, an equity deal, but it's just a different thing. So if I say, oh, we're not doing any deals right now, that many, that doesn't mean I just told you guys don't go do a deal because of something, because I'm in a different place than Eddie is or Brandon, okay? Do you understand that? Who understands that? Right?
I do.
Some of you need to be on, we're going to be doing deals. Your phone's going to be going off. You're going to go over there and be texting back a seller. Good. We're just in different places, okay? Follow me on that? All right. Because where you're at matters on what you do when certain things come up. And that's why it's critical to know where you are, because what decisions. For example, if you are trying to go one direction and you know you want to have more, say you want more passive income, you're doing notes, and you want more cash flow and you have rentals, and you've been doing flip, and your wife says she wants more time, let's go do some more things, and someone keeps throwing deals at you and you keep saying yes, 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 is that getting you closer to where your goal is, or is it getting you farther away even though you might be making money, right?
It's not good.
You're getting farther away. Is Ricardo here tonight? No. Ricardo said to me last week, he goes, Evan, I'm tired. He said, I retired from auto mechanic some years ago and sold my business and had some money and things are good, own the building still, smart guy, and everything's good. And then I got into real estate and I'm loving doing deals, and I don't know why. The money's good, but I really want to slow down and stop. And that's a prime example. And if someone who just keeps doing it and he likes it because he loves the deal, he's partnered with many of you, he's letting you guys money. We communicate a lot on stuff, but at the same time, it's like, do I really want this other deal? Maybe Pharaoh, you take this deal and I'll just lend on it.
Yeah. Does everybody here hear this opportunity? For all of you that don't have, all of you that have not done a deal, or all of you that have just done one deal, you understand there are people in the room that get one deal a month, and they're having to justify to their wives, do we really need another deal? Do we need another one of these? How much are we going to make? What's it really look like? You mean I got to get on the freeway? Like we don't do deals on the freeway anymore. Like, do you understand? That's the opportunity that is in the room right now.
Okay, so understand that. Those who've who's gone to mixed lunch, right? All right. Well, mixed lunch, one of the regulars, a guy named Tim Clayton, you guys know him, he's a private money lender, and he says, yeah, he's done like 500 personal loans and stuff, and he leverages, and he's really retired. But he says, yeah, I go make, and he says what he makes. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money a year, and it's all passive. And he said that, but if I made another couple $100,000, it doesn't change my life. So he tries to do the minimal amount of work because he's in a different place. He's not 25 or 35. Understand. He's retired, back end of his career, wants to travel, enjoy, and he's doing that. But he still likes to be in the game and part of it.
That's nice.
So he lends, okay?
Yeah.
All right? So again,
beautiful.
He lends money at like 10.95%, no points.
He's a great lender.
Yeah.
All of you should aspire to want to work with him.
So just so you know, very, very easy guy in that. But again, your next move depends upon where you're at, not where someone else is. And I'm just trying to explain that to you guys, okay? So you need to take inventory. What is working for you? What does work? What's working now? What do you get? Are you getting leads? Whether it's notes or flipping or fix and flipping, wholesaling? What's not? What's slowing you down? Or what isn't working? Just take a look at it. Okay? But get brutally honest with yourself. And if you're not sure, ask someone else. Hey, will you sit down and tell me what's going on? In the last 6 months, I've sat down with Mike Cantu, Nick Manfredi a couple times, this gentleman, a couple people you don't know, been on the phone with, talked to a friend of mine in Ohio 2 days ago. This is what we're doing. This is what we think. What do you think? And getting that feedback. Because we've been working towards a certain goal. So when someone offers something, it's like, is that closer to the goal or are we getting farther away? Okay?
Yeah. Me personally, if you've got 1 or 2 or 3 items that you're able to make money doing, but you're doing 11 items, you got to get better at eliminating the 9 or 8 things that aren't successful for you. And it's a piece of paper, guys. It's a piece of paper like what are the 5 things I did last week, and the 3 things that are not hard. The 3 things that are costing you money, that are taking all of your time, and you're not getting a paycheck on it. It might be a good idea to stop doing those things and spend all that time in the 1 or 2. I would call that green time activities, things that actually are making you money.
Right. Any of you refinance the house? Your personal house, even. How many refinance? Okay. How many refinance or purchased a house? Yours, the other. Okay. All right. A lot of you. All right. Didn't on some level time sometimes stop? They tell you don't buy anything while you're doing this. Don't spend any money doing this. We need your W-2s again or your paycheck stubs. I already gave that to you 3 times. Right? Don't do this. Don't do that. Oh, don't go on vacation. We need this signature by this time, right? Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Okay, right?
That never happens with Steve, by the way.
Yeah, right. And so, right. So literally what happens, you're almost frozen, and you're like, I can't move on till this is done. I've had friends that went to college that said it was like when they had to prep for their finals. Life's over for 3 weeks while they prep. My friends that are tax accountants or CPAs, March and April, you ain't getting there. They aren't out, partying those 2 months. They're just working to get the taxes in, right? So understand that sometimes life stops on certain things because you're physically engrossed in something or mentally engrossed. There might not even actually be an issue other than right here. I don't know about you. I've been there. You ever have something go bad? You lost a deal you were going to make 50 grand on, and you're moping for a week?
Yes.
Really? No one? Only us 3? Okay, all right. Let's be honest. Again, be brutally honest, because if you're not just lying to yourself, guess what? Not going to work out as well for you, okay? When I sat down with Nick Manfredi, a very experienced investor, a lot of you know him, for breakfast, and he just says, all right, let me ask you. He started asking me some very hard-hitting, personal questions that went every which way except the subject matter, because he was trying to get to the heart of the matter. It was like, wow. And very effective, and I really appreciate that he took the time to do that. So keep that in mind. So the cost of distractions. I'm a Facebook guy. I'm on Reddit, Quora, but I can afford to sit on Reddit, okay? I'm not still going to a JOB every day, all right? So understand when I say it, but I have my distractions, my things that slow me down, all right? You have yours. Mental clutter, projects you never finish. I'm a great starter, and I don't finish certain things. I have to limit how many things I'm in.
Me too.
All right? So, yeah, Jim and I are very similar in that way. My wife is one of the most detailed, organized people you know, and I drive her crazy on some of this stuff. Although we just did find a file that we were looking for, and it was in her filing cabinet and not on my desk where I was sure she thought it was for 6 months.
The problem is it was for taxes for 2019. That's the problem.
All right.
Hey, I want to add something to this, because I know in my own journey in my business, like we made a big decision about a year ago to kind of take on a whole new role, and what that meant at my house is we got rid of the television. I don't own a TV.
That's right.
I don't own a TV anymore. Okay. Something happened to me because of the work I was doing. The YouTubes that I used to just be addicted to, I
love YouTube.
They just don't mean anything to me. I can't. It's not real. I can't, or I just can't get any enjoyment out of it. And And I think it's because of the fact that I've taken the excuses out of my life, that I can't sit and just gel, okay? And does everybody know what I mean by gel? I can't just become the cushion, you know what I'm saying? And these kinds of things are what really I think what we're talking about right now is you've got to make a choice. My boat has been burned, okay? I mean, I got to be honest with you. I am in this to win it, okay? I am not, failure is not an option for us. And you guys have got to see the value in certainty. Do you understand what I'm saying? So getting rid of the notifications on your phone. I turned mine off 2 years ago. Best thing I ever did. If my phone rings and it doesn't say Evan Brown, or if there's a name that I've never heard before, or if it says potential spam, I just go right to red. I used to pick it up. I used to think somehow that was I could make something out of this stuff. But it's a big change in my life, and it's made a big difference because the last 2 years made more money in the last 2 years than I ever made. Okay? And there's a reason for it, because I'm focused, because I'm doing things differently, and please.
No, I think you just put a big underline and exclamation point right there. Again, if that's your goal, to go crush it, which his is, because he's now building an empire with his son-in-law, understand what he just did. And that's the type of thing, again, everyone's in a different place, okay? So keep that in mind. But yes, because you're going to have things, and we're talking about how to move on from certain things, and we're going to continue that. And we have some examples. Here's the thing. You ever find yourself organizing something again and again and again, and rechecking Zillow 15 times a day?
Yes.
Although I got to say, today, that's not necessarily bad with Zillow. 4 years ago, you couldn't really find anything on the market, let's say, right? Right now, you're going to see more and more deals. It's going to get very easy to buy houses. It's just whether you should buy that house with what's going on.
Have you noticed how many houses are on Zillow right now?
Right.
It's shocking.
Right, right.
It's shocking.
So understand with that. Or doing maintenance items. You're just doing a lot of stuff to be busy, because there's a difference between being busy and productive, okay? And it's easy to get caught up. And I've been guilty of that. A lot of times, I just want to jump in my car, drive up, and solve something that I really could call, but sometimes I want to see it. And that's just how I am. I really want to, and I've gotten better at that. But it's just something to still struggle with. I see some of you smiling, nodding, because you know what I'm talking about. All right, it's real easy to do that.
The dream is way better than the reality.
Right, right. But then what's more productive? Calling sellers, driving for dollars, knocking on doors, right? Doing a mailing campaign, right? Understand where you should be spending most of your time, okay? So understand. I'll tell you one thing. I just got a Zillow lead that came to me because I own homes in the neighborhood, and there's a house for sale on the street where I already sold a property, and I said I wouldn't pay retail for the house. I know you're not selling, even though it's a low price point, but what's the payment on that house? What's the interest rate? It's an $1,800 payment, and it's got a house with I know it's unpermitted in the garage, but it's well done. And I went, it's been there for a few years, and I'm like, I rent that out for $3,200.